Okay, so funder-specific reports are the two newest reports. We added them just last December. You can get there by clicking reports, funder-specific reports, and there are two of them, HUD and PMT. These are needed by the two coalitions, ICDV and ICASA. I don't know if many of you, I do know one provider that needs to run these, but if you receive a direct grant from the Office for Victims of Crime, like the federal office, they will require you to run this report. I just don't think many of you do. But it can still be helpful for you, even if you don't need to run it. So I'm just going to demo each of these. The HUD report is usually done by quarter. So I'm going to say last quarter. Sometimes with HUD, you need to run an annual performance report. Sometimes you need to run a caper. The annual performance report is simply the caper with more sheets attached to it. So I'm going to run the longer or the APR. There are three different programs. There's an emergency shelter program. That's what this ESG stands for. There's rapid rehousing and transitional housing. I'm going to use the emergency shelter project type. And when I generate it, it's going to produce my HUD report, which has several different tables included within it. You can see a list of all these tables here. There are many of them, as you can see. So you think a funder just wants one or two of those standard reports. HUD wants all of these, and we don't even have all of them on here yet. So they want 20 times more data than most other funders. If you click this button, download zip, it's going to take all of those tables and put them into a folder for you that you could then use and later upload into Sage. So you definitely want to do that. And if you wanted to look at any individual table, you could just click on one of them. So if I click on this 6F table and I open it, it's not a very large table, but this is what I see. This is table HUD's report 6F. So if I zoom in a little bit, I can see this is the data it produced. Number of records, which matches what HUD requires in Sage. So you could download each individual table and you can download all of them together in a zip file. And this, I just want to point out this file. This is Q5A records. This is not included when you download all the tables. This is just for you as a provider. It's record level data and it helps you to check to make sure your data are picking up all the clients that they should. So table 5A, that is a table of all your qualifying clients. In this case, it's anybody who received emergency shelter. So when I open up table 5A, I have a total number of 21 clients who this report picked up. If I download Q5A underscore records, it's now going to give me individual rows for all 21 of those clients, which I can see here. It gives me the client ID, report start and end dates, and then the data, all the data associated with it that are required for other different HUD reports. So you just need to remember that this 5A report is just for you, not for your funder, and they don't have access to it. And that's how you run your HUD report and then later upload it into Sage. And we're still working on getting to the 100% comparable mark. I would estimate it's probably about 90% now. So we're still adding a few more things, but we expect to be 100% by December 31st. And then for the last report, PMT. Again, I don't think many of you need to run this very often, but it's there if you find it helpful. It also does have some filters available, the same that are available on the standard report. And when I generate this, I have a lot of overlapping information with other reports. It's just in the format that is required if you have a VOCA grant. So we have population demographics. This VOCA requires race, ethnicity in mutually exclusive or single only categories. So you might find this helpful. This converts your multi-select field into a client's only going to one category. The only problem is it's only for new people. So that may hinder your efforts, but nonetheless, you have number of new clients by each race and ethnicity category, including a multiple race category. So you have mutually exclusive table there. Gender, age. Here is another table that has some of those other presenting issues or check boxes. And some special need or special classification categories. And then VOCA request different types of services. Just the names are different. So we've mapped InfoNet service data so that it fills out this table as accurately as possible. So that's the PMT report. And we have 2 minutes. So all I'm going to say about data exchange is some of you are using it, and these are for folks that have another system that you have client and service data in, and you want to upload that data into InfoNet, just the service data. InfoNet can't import the client data, but it can import the service data. If you want to use this feature, you need to let us know. I need to turn that on for you. If this is turned on for you, you will see these 2 little arrows going up and down. If when you log into InfoNet, you don't see these 2 little arrows, that means that function isn't available to you. But if you want it to be available, you reach out and we'll turn it on. All people that import data do is they click on these arrows, they click import services, and they click on a file to import. These are files we've imported in the past. That's why we see them. But I click on import and I have to browse, pick the file that we have as a template, and I'll show you what that looks like. It's actually an access file with 3 tables that look like this. Here's where your service records are. And these 2 other tables only apply to group services, because with group services, you can have multiple staff. So we need to have a table that can take maybe 2 staff to 1 client group service. And then this table also provides other information about the group, like session length and whatnot. So this is the template. People take their other system, whatever that is, they export data from there into this template file, and then they pull that file by browsing. They select whatever file that is, and they import it into InfoNet. I'm not going to do this right now because it's going to crash because my file doesn't have any real data in it, but that is the process. And if you're interested in learning more, please reach out to us.